Let's see if this. We're live. Now let's see if anyone shows up.
Who here?
You're here.
No, I'm not yet. I haven't gotten notified.
Someone's here. Who's here? Teresa.
Hi, Teresa.
Now I'm all alone. You're all. Well, there'll be more people. I think there'll probably be at least 3 or 4. KG's here. There's KG.
Thumbs up, Teresa. Congrats on your promotion. Yeah, that was good news.
2 eggs, 1 basket.
Oh, those guys.
Yeah, we know them. What was that?
I don't know.
That was a doggy burp. Well, it's starting to get a few people. Here. See here, everybody wants to see you. Everybody wants to see the doggy.
There should be 3 of us now.
Yeah, 6. So.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, so we're just kind of waiting for some more people to show up. It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
I know everybody's like, what the heck? I think it's been, 3 months, since we've done a live.
No, I think we did one.
In Kentucky?
We did a fireworks.
Oh, that's right.
Chat.
Yeah, we did that with Dalton. That one.
Yeah. We need to make another video on the fireworks thing. Just kind of.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people will want to know. Hey, Eldon. Eldon Leslie.
Oh, there they are. Hi.
Tanya and Eldon. Long time no see. Hey, Steve Moran.
Steve Moran's here too. Okay, cool. Just the 2 of us. There are Carlos and Linda.
Carlos and Linda. Hi, guys.
Hey, guys. You have to excuse us. We're kind of
we're out of practice.
We're out of practice. We're Cage is like after I got some treats to convince him to be on the TV show here tonight. Okay, that's it. That's all I got.
He came on camera just so you could watch.
Yeah, well, everybody likes to see Cage. Isn't he so cute? We're all happy to be back here in Arkansas. I'll tell you what, man, it was an amazing trip.
It was a great trip. It was a wonderful trip.
We didn't make near the money we were hoping to make in Kentucky, but we weren't working in the easy, and the people were really cool. A lot of the problems right now is we had a lot of people telling us, normally we spend a lot of money on fireworks, but
we just can't do it.
We don't have the money this year. So, I mean, we had people coming in saying, we got like $30. What, could we put on a show for $30? I say, yeah, for about 30 seconds.
Hi, Taylor Rose. Hi, Charlie Porch. And hi, Karen T. Babies 4 grand. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
27 degrees in Idaho this morning.
Wow.
You guys are in Idaho now. I thought you were in
Who's in Idaho?
Eldon and Latonia.
Oh, yeah?
They were in Minnesota.
Hey, he's over here punching the computers. You can't do that. He's working the mouse is what he's doing, with his nose. This is special. He never here this long. And I'm out of treats, so.
27 degrees,
Wow. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's been, let's see right now, it's 78 degrees.
And Carlos and Linda are back in Montana.
Yeah. It's been raining a little bit.
Very little bit.
But it just rained.
But at least it's raining.
But I'll tell you what, it is
green
and beautiful.
I like it.
It's just, it's wonderful to be back with this nice green, everything green. And I guess it rained pretty good about a week or 2 ago, and it just really greened stuff up. So we got here just at the right time, huh?
Yes.
And been weed eating and everything, but really, really nice. Met a lot of really great people. And the thing about it is when we left, Kentucky, we went to North Carolina. We wanted to stop and see a buddy of mine in outside of Nashville, Tennessee, and we just couldn't.
Didn't work
We
out.
could never time it with him because he's got a job where he's got weird hours, and we were just cruising to get through to go see my son, and we spent almost a week with him and his family and had a great time there.
Catching up with growing grandkids.
Yeah, I mean we had fun there, and then we went to Georgia. My youngest daughter now lives there and is remarried, and it's kind of his, hers, and there's a whole bunch. So anyway, we feel good about that situation, which is nice. We've had some rough times with that, and then we came back and stayed for a few days in Little Rock with my daughter, who yesterday actually moved into another house, and we're just having a. Okay, I didn't say that. Anyway, life is good. We got to see 6 of our 8 grandchildren, so two of the boys were with their dad, so we'll have to catch them next time. But we have missed you guys. It's hard to do what we do and then try to do these lives. It seems like I've noticed a lot of people are not even on YouTube anymore, so I don't know what's going on with that.
People that we used to watch.
Yeah, people we used to watch. So I think a lot of people are beginning to park their RVs. And I mean, it's expensive to travel.
Yeah.
But it's always expensive to travel. It just costs twice as much for the fuel, and you feel we've kind of backed off of some things that we normally would have. We got rid of our towing service because
they afford if you're not going anywhere.
Well, and the thing is it used to be they would do tires and do all these other things, and for one fee, and now they've got a fee for everything that you want done. So it was Good Sam, and we only really used them once, and
that one time it paid for
they
many
paid for
years.
it. But we tried to use it again when we had the engine failure on my pickup, and it was going to be like 5 hours, and by the time they would have got there, I mean, we could have pushed the truck back to we were staying at my brother's at that time, so. But that's all fixed, and so I kind of feel like we just roll the dice a little bit and keep the money. Between Darla and I, we both have a bum leg now, so she twisted her leg going out or her ankle going out, and then we're on our way back here, and we were in Mississippi, and we stopped at a Cracker Barrel to get some dinner, and the weather got really, really bad while we were inside. We didn't know, and we came outside. I mean, it was pouring and lightning and thundering, and we had the RV park next door in the Home Depot parking lot, and we sat in the front and talked with people, and yeah, and we were radar watching, and it was just getting worse, and we finally decided, okay, we're going to go, and we got going, and we got in this one little spot where there's a little mud, and I hear her yell, and I turn around, and down she went. And then she's sitting there, and the water's like going around her. I mean, it was running so hard, and she didn't want to get up.
It's when you hurt so bad you can barely breathe, and you just need that moment where it hurts a teeny bit less, and then you can worry about getting back on your feet. That was where I was at, and all he wanted to do was keep me from drowning.
Yeah. You could probably hear Knucklehead going crazy back here. Well, that's his call for me to go to bed. So he goes in there and tears up in the bed, makes all kinds of noise like, okay, Dad, it's time for bed. So, hey, what are you doing over there? Come here. So anyway, we've had quite an interesting travels, and we're at my youngest daughter's house, and we've got the motorhome all parked and everything, and I did a little video on how one thing it's been real hot. Would you stop? He's got it. He chews on antlers, so that's what that noise is. Anyway, we were parked, and all of a sudden, man, there was a big sinkhole in the street right in front of
Yeah, we thought we did it.
Yeah, but we didn't. It was a water line. The neighbor next door, their water line had broken. There were a bunch of trucks, paving trucks, that were paving the streets in the area, and I guess one of them went over it and collapsed it. The truck didn't get stuck in it, but I'm glad we were pulling out because that's right where we would have fell into.
Yeah.
Guarantee it.
It was big.
So it was a little interesting getting in there because the trees were so low, and we finally got in there, and then we stayed a few days, and then we got ready to go, and had another hinge bolts break.
Oh yes.
So had to replace those, and that was quite a job. It was so hot and humid, and
we already made a video on that, so we didn't do it again.
Yeah, but and I showed. In fact, I kind of finished it up today. Is there's a plug, and it's kind of like, especially for anybody that is looking to get off the road for a while or go stay at a family member or friend's house or something, and they don't have a 50 amp service and they don't have what you need. Well, there's this cool little plug, it's a 30 amp plug and a regular house plug, 3-pin house plug, and I put the adapter on, so I have two of those, and we did a video, and it's going out.
I'm uploading it right
now. It's uploading, so
it'll go out.
Anyway, if you're planning on staying at someone's house that isn't really set up, we were able to run both airs. We weren't able to run both airs in a hair dryer, or both airs in a toaster, or I don't have or that kind of thing. Darla's been really making a lot of bread.
Yeah.
If we were doing videos every day, it would be about sourdough bread. So she bakes it, and then she gives it away. I always get some, but it's like we give away more than we eat. But it's very popular.
And it's fun to make.
She's kind of like a little bee. She leaves her little starter stuff everywhere she goes. So my daughters are all doing it. Our daughter-in-law's doing it. Everybody's making bread now. So, but it's good and it's easy, and it's relatively really cheap. Mm-hmm. And sourdough bread, I mean, it's my favorite.
It's good for diabetics because it's lower glycemic index, and it's really good for people who have food sensitivities to gluten or grains, because it's just it takes care of all that stuff, and it's just much easier on your system. So it's a win-win for Bill and for me.
Yeah. So anyway, we've been doing that, and had an awesome dinner tonight too.
Stuff about food.
Yeah. That's why I don't want the camera showing from here down, because we got there to Kentucky and there was nothing to do, so I started eating chocolate-coated pretzels. I realized pretty quickly that that's got negative effects to your body. So then I got these little stick pretzels, and they're not quite as bad, but they're really good. They're yummy. And they're $2 for a great big huge bag at Walmart. So got to keep a bag of those around. We got a bunch of highs to say, huh? I think so. We got Claudia's here. Hi, Claudia.
I'm not getting any of that.
Where did you leave Dalton? Looking at trailers now. Just looking, some things will come up. Dalton was going to come here to our property, and he came somewhere here in Arkansas and visited a friend of his, but they didn't have electricity or anything, and it was hot here, and he was dying. So he went up north, and the weather, I told him, we talked, I said, weather's showing that it's going to cool down here and it's going to get hotter up there.
He can always come here.
Yeah, so I just told him, whenever you want, you're welcome to come here.
Hi, Mark Bastian.
Yes.
Hi, Dougie D.
Dougie D's here.
Joe fell twice today, Eldon said. That's not good.
Who fell twice?
Joe. Eldon.
Oh, yeah? Wow.
Cornbread and buttermilk. We were talking about dinner, I think.
GS.
Making bread.
What is that? GS Hokies? Hokies?
I might not getting these. I
don't know. They're right there.
Yeah.
Well, hello. I think
fun.
you're new. Yeah.
Oh, GS.
Are they new? Is that new?
Yes. Welcome.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, we talk a lot of nonsense, but people like it, so seem to anyway. We have a few people like watching us.
Is that what cornbread and buttermilk is? Hokies?
Is that what it is?
Maybe.
I like cornbread.
We're from California. We don't know that stuff.
There goes the air. Yeah, so it's nice to be back and have really good electricity.
Yeah, not have to worry about.
Yeah.
Put the toaster down. Is it gonna fry everything? I
told her, I said, you can run everything you want because we got the electricity dialed in. So anyway, I am new to your live chat, but I've seen your videos a bit and on AVM.
Adventure Van Man.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Brian is back stateside.
Yeah, he's been kissing fish or something. Yeah.
Teresa said, "I like your kind of nonsense."
Yeah, we just try to have a little fun. It's just
we do.
I'll tell you what, it was interesting traveling this year too, because the roads are just they're just
we made
terrible.
the mistake of going to Birmingham. I don't recommend.
Birmingham was bad, and Memphis was bad
from
too.
The bottom of the state straight up, right, and then we cut over, and we ended up in the.
Well, Birmingham is a city.
Alabama.
Oh, Alabama. Yeah. Or we like to call it Bama.
We ended up in the interstate, intermodal transit, cargo transit transfer, some dumb thing. Anyway, where they take the trains with the cargo containers on them. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. It was bad. And they put them on trucks.
In a rough area too, man. It was a little scary there.
Really scary. Anyway, we don't want to go.
We didn't stop. When we get into an area where that's when you hope that all the prayers you said before you started the motor and took off stick with it. So the motorhome ran beautiful. The only thing was we were 20 minutes or 20 miles from Kentucky where we were going.
On our way out.
On our way, to Kentucky to do it. And all of a sudden the blower on the dash and the air conditioning, everything shut off. And so, we were dying. So I pulled over and it had blown a fuse. So I put a new fuse in. Fan came on. I hit the air conditioner and pow, it blew again. So I put a new fuse in. It just left the blower no air, and we won into Kentucky. And then I put it off and put it off.
He's like, I'm too tired, and then it's too hot, and then it's too windy, and
then it was raining, and it was. So I finally decided one day. I said, okay, I got to get this thing done. This was like the last week before we left, and I got under there, and I did the video. If you followed this for a while, you probably watched a video about repairing dash air. Well, I'd rebuilt the fans underneath there and did some wiring, and they seemed like they were working, but I went back in there and I pulled all that wiring out, and there was extra wires, and I don't know what everything was about, but it went nowhere. It was all bunched up. So I cleaned it all up, put exactly what it needed, and I went around and I turned the fans on. They were good. But as soon as I put a fuse in and I hit the AC button, pow, it would blow the fuse. And then the blower motor didn't work, the fans out there, nothing worked. So the main wire from the dash that goes to the AC compressor, I unhooked it from the compressor, and the only thing that is electrical on the compressor is the clutch, the AC clutch. So I checked the wire out, and I had over 13 volts going to it, and the fans started work. Everything was working fine. And as soon as I touched it to the magnet, the field magnet that pulled that clutch on, it blew the fuse. So I knew what it was. And of course, everybody says they don't make those parts anymore, and you have to buy a new compressor, and you have to do all this different stuff. Well, I'm kind of sneaky. Anyway, I went on the internet. I went to Spartan Chassis. That's what the chassis of this motorhome is. And they told me what kind of an air conditioner it was. And they had the compressor. I mean, the compressor. They had it, but it was like $500. And the worst part is I left my vacuum pump and my gauges and everything are here in Arkansas. Because I just did it. I just put new seals and everything and recharged the system. So I'm like, well, I don't want to do that. So I just kept kind of going around. I finally got this one company, truckac.com, this guy named Zeke. And he said, well, you have to replace the whole compressor. And I said, well, I don't want to replace the whole compressor. I mean, I don't have the tools to fix it, to charge it and everything. And I got to go find someone to do that. And I go, it's just going to be a pain for me. So he said, well, here, I'll give you some part numbers. So he gave me 5 different parts. He said, well, one of these might work. I don't know. And so I called AutoZone and I went down the list. I got the number 4 and he says, yeah, I can get that. And I said, well, can you get it? He said, yeah, I'll have it tomorrow. So next day he calls me. Yeah, it's here. So I went over, got it. It's the exact same part. Went on. And now we got great air conditioning again. So there is ways to backdoor stuff. We had our hot water heater go out while we were there.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't go out. It was leaking. And you can't buy a tank for this hot water heater anymore. So
beyond prehistoric dinosaur.
So yeah, so I found a welder guy and he had to TIG weld it, but he got it to stop leaking. Hopefully the tank holds out. But
Birmingham, no thanks, done that, Charlie says.
Yeah.
And Johnny. Yanni.
There he is.
And Patty, if you're there.
Yep, there's Brad. Hi, Brad.
Hey, Brad. How you guys doing?
They've been doing all kinds of fun stuff. I see them every once in a while.
The humidity can be pretty debilitating. Nice AC fix.
Yeah.
Thank you, GS.
Yeah, there's our roof airs were good. We had a problem with the rear air. I had to go up there, and I've been having this problem. It really needs to be replaced, but it works really good when it's working, and it's just an electrical connection. But I think I've overcome it this time. We haven't had a problem since I did that. So
Patty is always here. Good.
Yeah, it's hi Patty. Anyway, it's always how do you say it? Modification, I guess you'd say. Sometimes things break and they're not really broke. It just something is preventing them from functioning. And on these motorhomes, I mean, every time something breaks, if you buy what they want you to buy, you're just a rolling ATM, and you're just throwing money out the window as you're driving. So I've gotten kind of to the part where, if the AC compressor comes on, it starts cooling, then I know it's, there's an electrical problem, and I find the electrical problem, and then pretty good with electric.
Yep, you are. Just trying to survive the heat, southeast Missouri.
Yeah. Well, you're probably basically going through what we're going through. It's actually been, today has been really pretty nice. I think it got up to 80 was the high. So it's supposed to be nice tomorrow, but it's supposed to be raining the next couple of days, but I don't mind the rain. We got everything out, everything's set up. We got our mat out there, and it doesn't really get muddy out here, but it can get a little bit.
Patty made the very best turkey pot pie ever tonight.
She did.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Hopefully you took a picture and we'll share it later.
Mellow Cat's here. Oh, that's Amanda. 2 eggs in a basket, one's a Mellow Cat. And Diane's here. Good, just trying to survive heat and south. Oh, that's where they're at. Okay. Yeah, it's it's always hot. It was hot last year in Montana, and what was worse about Montana was it was so smoky.
Yeah, they had those fires.
I mean, were smoking like 5 packs of Wilderness a day, you know.
Pretty bad.
So
As Carlos and Linda can attest to.
yeah, it was last year. It was very rough there, but it was beautiful and smoky.
Been over 100 most days this last month in Texas. Thankful I got my roof taken care of. It's helped the AC not have to work so hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we're in park mode now for a while. We decided we're just gonna kind of sit here for a while, and I'm gonna start working on the motorhome. A lot of things I want to do get done, but
John says there's only 5 likes, and one of them's mine. Come on, guys, give us a thumbs up.
now we got 10. That was fast.
Thanks for the reminder.
Well, you know, we're stuck in. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I really
We
don't.
never know what's going on. We were stuck at 31.
50 or something. Yeah.
3150 for the longest time, and then we shot up to 3228. Now we're down to 32.
See, we're trying
22.
to. If we could get to like 1 million subscribers,
we wouldn't have to work.
Yeah, we wouldn't have to work. I don't think that would ever happen. All we'd have to do is one of these videos, and there we go. See ya.
Unsubscribe.
So. Yeah, we're probably not exciting enough, but we're full-time RVers. But our life is.
So I will say this. Speaking of not being exciting enough and not having enough drama, when we came back to town, our little Mexican restaurant that we so love, they're closed. And we started hearing all kinds of reasons why. Well, not reasons. Well, yeah, reasons why.
Everybody's cheating on everybody.
It's terrible.
And there's 3 restaurants shut down, and I don't know how they interact.
One of them's airing their dirty laundry on Facebook, on their Facebook page, so that's fun. Small Town USA.
We were told over here that the problem was the exhaust on our restaurant, and I mean, that doesn't shut you down forever. I mean, there's companies.
Depends on where your money's going for repairs.
Yeah.
That's all we'll say.
But we miss the people that work there.
Yeah, we do.
And we miss being able to go and get tacos.
We know where one of them lives, so we like to stalk her.
Yeah, we went by and saw her. But she'd like to get that restaurant, but I don't know what's going on. We did get a new laundromat though. The laundromat that we have, they've been putting new machines, and I mean, it's nice to not have to like hand crank the thing and then put it through a roller. And no, it's not quite that bad. But those machines were pretty old. You put one sock too many in them, and that was it. You were flooding out the building, huh? At least that's what happened to me.
On what?
The laundromat. Yeah.
Yeah.
The machines are really, they have a bunch of old machines, but now
I never flooded it though.
They got 3 brand new, real nice ones, and they got 2 new dryers, and they supposedly have 8 more new washers coming, and then they're going to slowly but surely replace each dryer. They're putting 2 stackable deals in there. So before it was just like 6 dryers, but they don't even have a sign. They don't want it. It's just strictly for the local people.
Yeah, but then Nick said they were going to put one up.
Are they going to put up the sign?
Well, because she's going to be doing the laundry. Drop off laundry.
Yeah, they're going to have a laundry service there. So, but yeah, what?
Comment.
What?
What else do you have?
Let's see. If I get a good job for you, you want to come out before courtside. Well, James, I think James is still with you guys, right? I talked to him a while back. He was working in the office because of his shoulder, but he's been telling us about different jobs. I talked to him. The thing is I don't know what we're going to do right now. We're like in a hovering. We're circling we're circling the airport.
About to run out of fuel.
We don't know what we're going to do. It's there was a lot of strange things on the road this year, and a lot of the things that we kind of experienced and have seen are kind of giving us pause to get too involved right now. I mean, we're here on our property, and I think we're going to stay for a little while. We got that little building out here, and because of our wonderful daughter and son-in-law, they're going to give us a washer and dryer that because they're taking the ones out of their house and a refrigerator. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to fix this little shed up. I want to put my air compressor in there and put some tables in there and stuff, and make this little building really nice, secure, insulated, heated, cooled. Put some lights on the outside and stuff like that, and put our fire pit down there and a barbecue down there, and kind of make it an area where we can entertain and make it kind of comfy. And also, we want to get our garden. We're going to try to get that rolling here real quick. And the trouble is, we came back and it looks like we're growing bushes. So everything around here is growing like crazy. So I think if we get that all cleaned up and put like some corn and some potatoes and carrots and stuff in the ground, if we can keep the other stuff from growing, we'll be in great shape. I think it'll really do good. So.
Hi, Phil Presnell. Good to see you here too.
Oh, hi, Phil.
James is still there.
Yep. Yeah, I figured you. Yeah,
we're in a landing pattern, John.
Yeah, we're just. I don't know what's going on. I've kind of.
Amanda says maybe try posting some short clips.
Oh yeah.
I know you can get paid off of shorts too, especially if you go viral.
But you got to be entertaining, so I can't get Darla to take showers and let me film it. So.
That wouldn't be fun.
Yeah. That seems to be what makes it go.
Yeah, but you have to be 30 and younger.
A Ryobi chainsaw. Yeah. Well, we don't. I have a chainsaw. Darla makes fun of it because it's got a bar about that big, like a 10-inch bar. So it cuts twigs is what it doesn't cut anything. So if I went out and got like a 50-inch with this monster thing on it, she'd be going, "Why did you get that?" You know? So you quit teasing me about my little chainsaw. I was able to trim the around this. We had a couple of guys that came over here. I'm working on the one kid's motorcycle, and I did finish it. He wanted to get the part, and he got the part the day we were leaving. So anyway, we're going to get it over here and get him fixed. But they cut all these trees down out front out here, and you got to see it, man. It's incredible. It's beautiful. I mean, but they were down. They were like a foot tall, and now they're like 12 feet high. Huh? It's just crazy.
They grew so fast.
They grew so fast.
Thank you, Teresa. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yes, John from Princess.
We have been thinking about gate guarding. Believe me. I mean, there's not a lot we can do anymore.
We both have to get our feet fixed, though. His left one, my right one.
Yeah, it's my leg is just not right. It's just not right. I don't know if it'd ever be right again. I'm hoping. I mean, I walk. I do what I got to do, but it makes me very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable, and it exhausts me walking because of the pain. So, and I'm on these pain pills, and I mean, I could be 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I sit down for a second, and I just nod out. Huh? It's just weird.
He's got to get off the pain.
And I can't. So she bought me some kind of dope stuff, CBD.
I bought him CBD cream, and it takes the edge off, but he still has to take the gabapentin.
Yeah, well, today I've only done it once so far. We got it
Oh.
today, so we'll keep trying on it, see how it works. And,
John said, best $50 I spent since we bought the place in Oklahoma. There's the Ryobi chainsaw. And then he said you can change the bar and chain. I didn't know that. I don't know if it's powerful
this
enough
is
for
a
anything
this
bigger.
is a little electric one,
I don't know what you
battery powered, and I basically got it to just kind of knock down some, just kind of like do brush and stuff like that. But this stuff around here, I mean, you can lose a car in a week. You would you walk outside and your car's gone. It just
we were talking about filming people showering to bump your rates. Teresa says they have special websites for that stuff. You make more money than you do.
Well, there was a time where a whole bunch of the RVers were just filming their other person taking a shower, and the girls were outside taking showers and filming themselves.
And John says you should come by here.
Yeah, well, we got a lot of people want us to come by. We just did about a 1,600-mile drive-by, but we really needed to go see the kids, and it was a big blessing. My one daughter lives close enough; we can go see her on a daily thing.
All our grandkids have hit that age where they're just
growing up,
sprouting like weeds. I mean, they're tall. They're very tall.
And they're fun. I mean, they're
fun.
I mean, they're all learning my jokes that I've known, for 100 years, and they love telling jokes. And there's a family full of comedians. I'm telling you that much. So it's entertaining for me because I'm the old guy, and I get to sit around and watch these young kids entertain their friends. It's kind of fun.
Oh, Papa.
Oh, Papa.
That's what all the grandkids say when he says stuff to them. They've all learned how to just go, oh, Papa. That's what they call it.
But they love me.
Mellow Cat says good for inflammation, the CBD.
Yeah.
And that is part of what is going on with his foot. Oh, mine too.
It's just a really, I'm not trying to whine here. I'm not complaining, but it's just a really weird, my foot was a cadaver for like
10 days.
10 days. And I mean, it was ice cold. It was turning blue. And we really thought they were going to whack-a-doodle it, but we went to this emergency room, and remember, and the guy says, "Oh, you're not going to lose your foot. Just put it up in the air. And no medications or that. Yeah, you'd be fine in a few days." And we're walking out the door, and you might want to go get that scanned. And it's a good thing we did that, because otherwise I probably would have straight to the heart and bye-bye.
Documentary on the Magic Circle.
What is that?
Eldon. What is that?
Laugh out loud. I don't know.
Does it have something to do with CBD?
I don't know. It doesn't have any THC in it, though. I mean, what good is that, right? Hey, Teresa, lucky you have the foot. Yeah, that's a fact.
True.
Do they drug test you guys now down there doing the gate guarding? I know they used to didn't, but everybody seems to, now that you can buy weed everywhere and it's legal, now they want to drug test everybody. So yeah, we're hoping to go to courtside again. James said that he would be going, so hopefully we could go do that again. I always like courtside. We lost our Lake Havasu connection, though.
We didn't lose the connection. He moved, but we still have the connection. Now we have to visit him in Oklahoma.
We watched Lake Havasu really decline.
Yeah. It's so populated now. It's ridiculous.
And it's different kind of people. It's a lot of LA type people. And that's why where we used to live, where we had our house and we raised our kids, we didn't move to LA. LA moved to us. And it was, we started getting more and more conveniences and stuff, bridges and stuff like that. But that brought a lot of strange people.
Yeah.
And,
There's even more now.
and she watches something on her phone about that area, and then people get just slaughtered there, man. Car accidents and hit and runs, and
A lot of crime.
yeah, a lot of crime. Well, it's California, you know, and it's too bad because I mean, people who have never been to California, you know, you hear about it, and nobody says anything good about it, but I'll tell you what, it was an amazing place to grow up as a kid. It was the best. We had everything. We had the mountains, we had the desert, we had the ocean. I surfed as a kid. You know, we went dirt bike riding. We went skiing. I mean, it was just unlimited. We had Disneyland. We had the whole. We had every Magic Mountain. Had all that.
We had Marineland.
Yeah, that's gone. SeaWorld's still there, I think. But we had so many things. There were great restaurants.
Well, I know a lot of people on here right now that are from California.
Yeah, LA. Well, you know what?
There anymore.
What's weird around here when we were coming in, there's a lot of for sale signs around here, property, which when we left, there was nothing for sale. I mean, there was nothing literally for sale around here. And
a lot of times, though, around here, people will sell because they get too old to maintain that much property.
Yeah.
And they just want something simpler. So.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
It was lost when they took out the Roy Rogers Museum.
They did do that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say about that. You know, Dale Evans did not want to die before Roy because she was afraid that he would stuff her and put her in the museum. So, I mean, he had his horse, he had his dog, everything was in that museum, and it was. You walked inside, it was outside.
Yeah.
That's what was so weird. It was like a fort on the outside.
Yeah.
And you think when you walk in to go to this museum, you're walking inside. You walk through the thing and you're outside again.
All the special effects for movies and some of their sets and whatever, her dresses, his outfits, they were in the elements. They were getting rained on or whatever. They were just out in. Yeah, it was crazy.
And then they moved it to Branson. I think it was Dusty. I met Dusty a couple times. They moved it to Branson, and then they just didn't do anything there. So they sold all that stuff off.
Yes, we are in central western Arkansas, near Mena, if you know where that is.
Okay, so Gunner. Good.
Yeah.
Good subject.
Wait, one sec. Yes, Amanda says what was for sale needs lots of work.
Yeah.
That's true.
Anyway, now, so what are our observations? You know, the thing about it is we spend a lot of time. We stay at Walmart's, we stay at Flying J's, we stay at Home Depot's, Cabela's, Bass Pro Shops. We stayed in Memphis at the Bass Pro Shop there, right when you come over the bridge and you just go right when you first go into Tennessee. We stayed there. The cars, you kept making all these noises all night long. But they had cops all over the parking lot. I asked them if it was okay to stay there, and they said yeah. And a cop came by and he started talking to me, and I said, well, is it pretty safe here? He goes, there'll be at least 2 on-duty police officers all night long.
We don't take chances.
So, you know, the thing about it is, you know, we could be sitting right here where we're at, and I feel pretty comfortable at where we live. And something bad can happen. I mean, it just, you know what I fear more than anything in traveling anymore is the government. I mean, they have that, you know, the forfeiture thing. What is it?
You always ask me this.
Civil something forfeiture. and
Where they take your property.
where they take you, they'll pull you over and they'll run through your rig, and if you got any cash or anything they want, they'll take it. So that kind of makes me nervous. So I mean, I always drive the speed limit or less, and I try to be a good, safe driver, and I don't follow close. A lot of that, you know, a lot of the problems that you can have on the road is if you get in accidents and stuff like that. You got to just really be exceptionally cautious when you drive. But I think that's for anything anymore. Um, the area where we're at right here, um, that's part of the reason why we're staying here right now, because there's no big problems. And I guess I would probably suggest stay more on the major highways. What do you think? I mean, we did a lot of we call it, when we get down to the, when we're traveling, we're on the 2-lane highways. We call that cow trailing, and that's an old dirt bike phrase, and but that's what we say. Well, let's cow trail this, and some of the worst things are the roads, and you just got to be really, really careful. We hit one thing on. I thought you were going to get out and walk. She was like, Jamie and Christmas. But I mean, this old motorhome, it takes it. I don't know how it does, but it takes it. It's pretty tough bird, man. I mean, this thing.
Oh, so we did stay at a Walmart that was kind of sketchy, and people, we didn't even say what we did. We mentioned that we left in the video, in one of our videos, and people were like, "Why didn't you call the police?" No one knows we didn't, but we did leave because there was just too much nonsense going on.
That was in Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah. So you gotta watch your surroundings.
And
you just do.
There were a lot of homeless people living in their cars in the parking lot, and there were 5 RVers, and we were all parked together. I mean, we were like right together. We were all.
But that's how you're supposed to do in a Walmart.
Connected, and that was right after my leg. This was when we were going to courtside. Probably like the 3rd or 4th of January. My leg went south on me on the 2nd, and I couldn't sleep because it was bothering me so bad. So I was sitting up, and I seen like a car pull up, and a couple of guys get out, and they got hoodies, they got these big bags, and they're carrying stuff. And they were actually sneaking up on the cars, and I guess they were looking to see if people were in them. And if they weren't, they were breaking the windows and getting into the cars. And you could hear all these car alarms going. It was like getting crazy. And they had cameras all over the parking lot. And I told her, I said, "Man, I think we ought to go." And she goes, "You think so?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Yeah, well, let's go." So it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And we hit the road, and we left, and we did a video talking about what we had just experienced when we were driving. And yeah, people's comments were like, "We should have called the police." And, I mean, I'm sure the police knew what was going on. They had to have known. And because it wasn't like I don't think it was the first time all that was going on. It looked like it was a pretty common occurrence. So. You know, and I mean, pretty much where I come from, you don't dial 911, but when you do, then you always regret that you did it. So we had the opportunity.
Me, though, how people they jump on you in the comments. They don't have the whole story. They don't know if we called the police or not.
Right.
And they were just.
That and killing mice with sticky traps. Those are 2 comments you don't ever want to talk about. So
it's even worse than the politically incorrect other things you could say on your channel. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, Yeah, avoid inner cities. Well, uh,
True.
yeah, we try to, I really like staying at Flying J's,
Hi, Johnny Hunter.
but they're kind of not always, where you're at. So Walmarts are usually, we've stayed in Walmarts that were just really, really. Home Depot that we stayed at after you fell. That was a nice, quiet
Oh,
place,
so quiet.
except for you screaming. But
I was in the parking lot.
that was a crazy night, man. That was funny.
Avoid large cities and leave if it feels wrong. Yeah. You have to be aware of your position and situation. True.
But most of the time when you're rolling down the road, we have not, I mean, we left that Walmart parking lot and we did not have a problem personally. Um, I think a lot of it is this motorhome, the way it's painted and the way it looks. People don't know what to expect. They don't know what's inside. They don't know whether we're a rock band or we're full time. They don't know what's Obama buses. They have no idea who we are. So I think there's a certain level of intimidation when it comes to this motorhome, and I don't hate that. I kind of like that. When everybody's RVs look the same, it's kind of like, well, which one do you want to do? But when you got something that is kind of set apart like ours, we never had anyone try to break in or anything like that. So, but we've experienced the cops knock on the thing twice.
Yeah.
Once we were parked on the side of the road for like 5 minutes. And I had to go to the bathroom so bad, and
Where were we?
We were I don't remember. We were at some podunk town.
We were in New Mexico.
Somewhere. Anyway, he's pounding on the side of the motorhome. You got to park here. And I'm like, there's a diesel truck parked on the side of the road in front of us and one behind. No, I'm just saying there was one in front of us and one behind us. And I'm thinking, okay. I said, okay, well, the magic words is okay, we'll move right now. Okay. All right. Well, good. Thank you. De-escalates. But I mean, they come up to them when they come up and they pound on your door real hard. They're expecting you to come out swinging or something. I always just tell them, hello, what can I do for you? Um, the one thing I won't do is let them search the rig. I don't want them in here. I don't want them tearing. When I was a kid, I got pulled over by the cops one time and they wanted to search my car. Man, they ripped it to shreds. And after they got done beating me up.
We've had them want to come in here and search too at the border.
Border Patrol checkpoint. Going to the border.
Checkpoint.
It was
we were on our way to Gate
Border Patrol.
Texas. Yeah, if you're single, definitely got to be super careful. And somebody in here said,
Teresa, I feel sorry for the guy that tries to mess with you. You kicked their butt. You're one tough hombre.
Hombre. What was I saying? Oh, James, Wanderlust Estate. Yes, and
and then
RV Prepper Wayne.
Yeah, he was RV Prepper Wayne was coming over. He came over a couple times at the fireworks stand, and we kind of got to be, I don't know, like best friends or anything. But he's a pretty nice guy. He's a really nice guy, and he's a pretty smart guy. He really knows his stuff with that solar stuff. And Simply Social. Hi,
Simply Social.
Anyway,
we're back in Arkansas.
Yeah, yay. Anyway, he was parked in a Love's, but he was parked nose to nose, in a row with a bunch of other trucks, and the truck backed right into him and they just totaled his RV out. So I haven't seen what he's doing yet.
Pushed him so far the window and you realized, hey,
he was
I'm moving.
And then the guy took off and moved to the other side of the lot trying to hide from him. But a couple of drivers saw him and told him. But that's why I say Flying J's.
And
because Flying J's have RV only parking, and sometimes the trucks parked there, cars parked there. But most of the time there's RV parking.
And Wanderlust Estates had
Yeah.
his
He was driving
tow
and a car
vehicle.
ran into the back of him.
Yeah, his tow vehicle. Totaled his tow vehicle. And they didn't have insurance. So,
And then
yay.
that woman, I was watching this morning, I watched Pat Gray in the morning.
Simply Social.
And this lady was driving, I think it was in Arizona. She was in a Mercedes Benz and she was doing over 100 miles an hour and ran into a car.
Ran
This
through
lady
a
was
red
going
light.
to get a sonogram. She was pregnant. She had her baby, young kid with her. That they were all killed, except for the lady driving the Mercedes. She was 40 years old and she killed
Some of you
6
might have
people.
seen that clip on the news. That was sad.
It was unbelievable. That was like.
Yes, John, you would not, because you are polite. You know not to park your rig in an RV spot. As
Well,
it should be.
and you know what? I always tell the RVers, don't park around the trucks.
And you would,
we've done it.
Yeah, you don't park your RV in the rig spot,
Yeah.
and you don't park a rig in an RV spot. But it happens all the time.
For one thing, the truckers don't like the RVs going to truck stops. And that's just the truth. That's the way it is. And
Simply Social is in Siloam Springs, Arkansas.
Oh, that's where Dalton was.
Went,
yeah, Dalton was there for a while. Anyway, the truckers do not like RVers, and it's nothing personal. It's just that these guys, they drive all day long, and when it's time for them to get off the road, they want to be able to pull in and be able to find a parking spot. And if you're sitting in a truck's parking spot, you're keeping that guy from getting his rest, which is mandatory. And so I stay away from anything that is truck specific. I mean, now in the rest areas, it says RVs, trucks, and buses. So, I mean, that's, share the parking spots. But we don't usually stay. The only time that in recent history that I stayed there was when I had that COVID. That time we were trying to get home.
Yeah. Two things. Let me correct what I thought John said was he would never park an RV in a truck spot. He said truck stop. But we use Flying J's all the time because they do have designated RV spots.
Right. It's by the store. It's completely separate. When you go to Flying J's, they have RV aisles, and they have propane, so they can fill your propane tank. They have a dump station. They have so you can fill your water tank, and they have gas and diesel.
And Simply Social, what do you think about using the Clam Traveler as a tent? You're gonna have to tell us what that is, because we don't know.
Clam Traveler?
Yeah.
I'm not sure on that.
Tell us, okay?
But anyway, and then when you come out, they usually have long parking spaces. And we've actually been in a Flying J one time, and all those spots were taken, and a guy came out, and he was like the manager, and he goes, go around the pumps and come back over and park along here where it says, where it's painted red, you can park right here. And I go, he goes, I'm the manager, I'll be here all night.
I was
just go
far
ahead.
from everything.
Yeah,
we were in a good spot.
and they're usually very accommodating. They're very good with the RVers.
John says there's a full hookup 1.8 miles from him.
Yeah. Is it free?
It must be. I don't know. Johnny Hunter said in LA, paper said she was drunk and was in an argument with her boyfriend. That is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
So sad. 6 people she killed.
Yeah. Anyway,
did the guy from Washington ever go get that free bus?
No. He's actually starting to weld on it.
Class A living.
And you know what he's doing is looking pretty good, but the thing is it's going to be really heavy. He's not. I mean, he's not going to have any lights, any heat. I mean, I don't know what he's going to do. I just I wish him the best of luck, but I mean, he's basically making an armored car is what he's doing. Anyway, Flying J's are owned by Pilot. Flying J used to be owned by a bunch of Mormon people. And back in those days, that was when we first took off. They had independent restaurants, and they actually had some pretty darn good food in them restaurants. Huh?
They used to.
Oh man, the truckers. That's why Flying J's were always busy. Well, now they have Denny's, and I'm not a big fan of Denny's. There's a couple of things I'll eat there. I'll eat their breakfast, and I'll eat their hamburgers, and their chicken fried steak. We ate a Cracker Barrel when she fell, and I'm telling you what, man, their food has really gone south.
They do have a good chicken pot pie.
Yeah, I like chicken fried steaks, and they're not good. And it seems like my memory goes away when I look at the menu. I say, oh, they have chicken fried steak. She makes the best chicken fried steak, but
I don't do it very often.
No, if I like it, it's off the menu.
Really good dinners for you lately. Hush. How did the other guy that was doing the fireworks do this year? Did he make any money? No.
Dalton.
It was
a bust.
Yeah.
It was
sad.
It was
and we felt really bad, but Dalton's a great guy.
Yeah, he is. And basically he got his fuel and stuff, and he got to stay there for free.
He tried so hard.
Yeah, he tried, but they just none of the tents. He was doing a tent. The tents did not do good.
It was in a bad location too.
It was in a bad location,
and he went back up north because it was hot here. He said so.
Well,
in Siloam Springs.
Yeah, we love Dalton. He's a great guy. He's a solid guy, and hopefully maybe things will be better next year. And because we already got invited back, the owner said we could come back. He wanted us to do it again, and I think we kind of cleaned everybody's clocks, but I think we had one of the best stores. Maybe not the greatest location, but that store had been selling fireworks for a while.
Better than we did.
Yeah, I'm talking about
locally. Yeah.
But anyway, I wouldn't say it was a bust for us. I would just say we really didn't make any money at it this time.
Hopefully next year, if we go again, it'll be better.
But you know what? It wasn't bad, and we had full hookups, and we were in the air conditioning all day long.
And the job was easy.
Job was super easy. I mean, it was
sales
and cashiering.
Of all the customers we had, I only had one that was a problem. Just one.
She was a wacko, so.
Pilot owns Flying J's. Are they building more Flying J's? Don't know.
Well, they are. I've heard they are.
John says not likely.
No, they always seem to build them like right next to the pilots. I don't know what the deal is, but
competition.
Yeah.
Simply Social says it is called Quickset Clam Traveler 6x6-foot portable pop-up outdoor camping gazebo, screen tent, 4-sided canopy shelter with ground stakes and carry bag. Brown.
Okay, well, here's the thing with the pop-up tents.
But I don't know if it's a pop-up tent.
Well, it kind of sounds like it.
Well, go ahead.
You know, if you're looking to go down that road, get like a casita or something like that, because I don't know how Walmart would take to like setting up like a tent trailer or something. I'm sure people do it. We've seen everything. We've seen people that gone in there and they got their slide outs out and they got their barbecue out and
they got their mat out, their chairs.
Yeah, they think they're staying at the KOA Ritz, but you know the thing about it is we don't put our slide out. I will lower the leveler sometime if it's not even close to be a level, then I'll drop the air and put the levelers down. The reason is because you know you want your refrigerator and everything to work. So if it's too far off, stuff doesn't work right. So I'll usually I don't lift it way up, but I get it so that it's level and I do it manually so it's not trying to overwork it or anything. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, we have spent a lot of nights in Walmarts, a lot. and we're kind of becoming more of a Home Depot, Cabela's, and Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah, just because that's just how it's worked out.
Yeah, and they're great big huge parking lots, and they don't care. You know, they'll let you park in there as long as we're all cool. You know, you're not in there dumping tanks and living there. You know, I think we'll do fine.
I mean, if you want to camp in a tent, I guess that's okay, but I like an RV.
Oh yeah,
I like
yeah.
an RV.
I mean, if you're just going camping, like doing weekend camping and stuff, we used to go on a motorcycle. We stayed at KOAs because we liked. At the end of the day, after you've been riding a motorcycle all day long, and it's either hot or it's cold or it's been raining or whatever it is, you're sweaty and you're gritty from the road. And we pulled a trailer. We pulled a Bush Tech trailer behind us, and we set up a tent. We had an air mattress. We had barbecues. We had 2 ice chests. We had a camp stove. I mean, people would come over and go, "Man, we could not believe how much stuff you get in that little trailer." Well, you know, after a while, and I would, before we would leave, I'd spend a week figuring out how to get everything to fit in there so that it's weighted right and everything else. And then when we got on the road, it had to go back the same way every time. So, but yeah, I mean, we did that, but we always stayed in the KOA. We never stayed in a Walmart or anything. I mean, we were just going camping. I mean, you know, I know I saw a thing today with I was watching Eric, Nomadic Fanatic, and he said the whole Northwest is booked. There's nowhere to stay up there. So that would really suck for us because we used to love to come down Highway 1.
Not make reservations.
We never made reservations anywhere. We would just stop, and sometimes, man, we'd be riding for hours, and just, you know, I didn't like just pulling off on the side of the road or anything. So we would always eventually find something, but it wasn't easy.
Simply Social. No, he went back up north. The heat was getting to him down in Siloam. So, am I saying that right? By the way, tell me, Siloam Springs. John says it's at a Love station, one that's 1.8 miles from him.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's see. Too easy to cut those open. Yeah, you know, Amanda's talking about all their slides and traffic cones and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you just, that's rude. It really is, because the thing about it is the manager of the store, when he gets ready to go home and he sees some gigantic thing all spread out all over his parking lot,
it makes it bad for those of us that respect their wishes. And
keep your slide outs in unless you have to put it out. And if you have to put your slide out, because some of them you do, then what you got to do is you got to park in such a way where, because see, the bad thing about us is we can't park in a regular parking, take up 2 parking spots. When we park, we take up 6 parking spots. So we always park as far away as we possibly can, and we, like I said, we get up in the morning and we get a shower, and eat, and we go. That's what we do. Sometimes I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, just get dressed and sit behind the wheel, keep moving, because most of the time we're not really sightseeing a lot of times. Most of the times when we go, we're going. Now, when we were coming back, when we were doing this last little loop after Kentucky, I wanted to do the Corvette Museum, but it was the opposite
closed direction
and
where
everything.
we were going to.
So,
and it was closed.
Anyway, but we kind of got to see a few things, and we stopped a lot and stuff like that. But
yeah,
is the fridge clicking?
Yeah.
It is. Looking for I need a new eyebrow controller for my fridge. But that's the thing. When you I'm going to tell everybody that doesn't have an RV right now. If you don't have an RV right now, if you do get an RV, you're going to find out that there's constantly things you have to do on them. And I mean, tightening screws, you got to go around and try to check out screws and look for caulking problems. And I mean, when you take something like what we have here and you take it and you drive it down these roads the way they are, I mean, it's like a 10.10 earthquake the whole time you're driving these things. It's rare that you're on a road that's really nice and smooth. It's anymore, they're just, the roads are destroyed. And you'll get 20 miles of nice smooth road, and then all of a sudden, man, you're just crazy.
So it is Siloam Springs. Thank you, Simply Social.
Yeah.
About that tent camping idea, or what we did. Yes, it was fun, but it was a trailer. Like everything we had, we put inside.
Yeah, it wasn't
and it had
a tent
hard
trailer.
Shell, and it snapped down over it. But then when we got where we were going, we popped the top and took everything out, and it was a standalone tent.
It had a rack on the roof on the top, and we had a big waterproof bag that we had our sleeping bags in.
Yeah.
And then we had an ice chest, and everything we had.
We'd pull in, and people would sit down at the park at their picnic table like this and just watch us unpack, and they couldn't believe that he could fit that much stuff in there. And then in the morning, they'd be there watching us put everything back away.
And everything had a cover.
Like
so, I mean, all the stuff that was on we had 2 ice chests. We had one on the tongue of the trailer, and it was in a vinyl. You unzipped it, and then you could open it up. And then we had another ice chest in the back that was in a bag, and everything in a wrap. I had a friend of mine is an upholsterer, and I had to make all these different covers for everything.
And so guess what color they were?
They're all black.
They were all black.
So my bike was black and silver, and everything else was all black. So, but anyway, we would go down the road, and it looked really nice and clean, and we would pull into the campground, and they'd see my bike, and they'd say, yeah, okay, we'll rent you a space. And we'd get all set up and everything, and people would come by and talk to us about it.
Oh, brother.
What happened to our chat? Who's that?
Somebody's spamming us. We're going to have to log off, guys. Somebody's hammering us with this.
Yeah, I see
that. To everybody, so.
Yeah, hey, you know what? You suck, whoever you are.
Anyway, guys, we're going to log off. Sorry somebody ruined it. Need a moderator.
Okay, you stop.
All right, can you delete those?
Block
them?
I don't know.
Okay. Let me go check.
But he's gone.
Yeah, but I need to get those off there anyway.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
I always stay a few more minutes then. Yeah, disregard that horrible, terrible person. See, that's what I'm saying. That's another thing about the YouTube anymore. It's I don't know. I don't know who these people are, but
everyone block. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a really good channel. We have really good people that are here, and we're very family. You don't hear a bunch of cussing or any of that kind of stuff. So.
Got it.
Jethro on the Hillbillies. Yeah.
That was so maddening. Gotta hit you. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Well,
I blocked them.
So. Do we? Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Anyway, to kind of get back to the traveling and stuff. I don't know.
Did it look like the Yeah.
I feel like that I would, I mean, if it was quartzite right now, we'd probably go to
Hi,
that.
Carrie Burns.
You just the thing about it is you just you got to be going somewhere, and like I say, you just got to be really careful. I mean, there's a lot of violence in this world right now, and things are coming to a head here pretty quick. I think that something is going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, but something's going to happen because people are just being pushed. They used to kind of be like, come on, we want you to do this. They want to get us into electric cars and all that stuff. That's just not going to work. It's just not time for that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Um, it's it's a lot different than when we were younger. The world is a lot different, And this stuff, the computer stuff, has been a big part of the change. And it's a lot of people they don't ever want to leave their house. They do everything on these machines, and I don't know. That's kind of why I like where we're at because I mean, just walking outside is like going to a park. It's real pretty here. And we really enjoy it. Of course, you guys wouldn't like it here. We got a problem with Texas right now in this area. So
Yeah.
well, does anyone have any other questions? And if we don't, then we'll get off this, let everybody go and enjoy their evening.
Cabela's, I believe, is nationwide, GS.
What is it?
Is Cabela's nationwide?
Yeah.
Timar, yes. We've not heard personally from Johnny and Tracy. I do know that they're off the road. They sold their rig.
Block this guy right here. You blocked my favorite dating site. Pooh too.
Hey Pooh, nice to see you.
That was probably him that did it. They don't have a slap option on this.
I forgot what I was saying now. Johnny and Tracy, they're homesteading, and they were going to make videos, but they post a lot on their Facebook page. It's No Acre Homestead on Facebook, and you can follow them there. And they're doing some neat stuff. I enjoy watching them. But I know Johnny right now. He has some health issues that is keeping him near where his doctors are. It's his heart again. So.
And I'm sorry, guys, we haven't been doing a lot of lives, but our life has been pretty complicated with the traveling and the doing the fireworks stand and stuff like that. The store was a pretty busy deal, but
and then visiting family.
And then we just we don't have anything to talk about most of the time, so we're pretty boring, I mean, we like to take drives and like to eat, but visit family, stuff like that.
Yeah. Pooh, you had 2 more stents and now you have tennis elbow? Is that what I'm understanding? Welcome back to the easygoing life, Johnny Hunter.
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing about being here is this thing needs a complete service. I mean, I need to service the transmission, oil change, filters, all the filters. I got to do the generator. I mean, I need to go all over. I need to get this thing up in the air and check the front end. I need to check and see.
Yes. He had 2 more stents.
Wow.
Well, I hope you're feeling better. I don't like hearing that. Simply Social. Bill doing the lion diet to help with my sugar levels. Lion diet?
I don't know.
I haven't heard of that one.
Probably lying to himself about it. You know what
Yes, Ty. You're welcome. Thanks for asking.
I'll tell you some personal stuff here. We have the Part G, the drug thing is Part G. Is that what it is?
G.
Huh?
Part G.
Anyway, whatever it is, it's the drug thing. And for $27 a month, I was getting my insulin every month. And then May,
carnivore.
All of a sudden, we got a donut hole. And the donut hole means now they're going to gouge your eyes out. And it's kind of painful. So I think what's going to end up happening is, if I would have known this was coming, we would have went down to Mexico and I would have bought 6 months supply of insulin down there. And yeah, it's a whole lot cheaper than this thing. And just do 6 months, and then when the 6 months is up, they'll just think that I can't afford to buy get more insulin until things turn around. It's crazy. There's no reason for me to have to spend $350, $450 a month for insulin. That's just crazy. So I've got a little bit stored up right now, and I'm going to try to get my doctor to get me because in Kentucky they wouldn't give me a 3-month supply.
Yeah, they only do 1 month.
So if we get a 3-month supply, and I could get it like for the next fee type thing, where it's going to be like a couple $100 a piece, but that'd be okay. And then if we go to Quartzsite, then when we go to Mexico, I'll just get a 6-month supply, and then we'll carry that on board, and I'll get it for free for 6 months. And
I looked up Lollicare, and his insulin is not covered on it, Amanda. Sadly. Yeah, he is on insulin, Simply Social. That fireworks store looks closed to me. I guess they couldn't get anyone to stay till later in the summer. I don't know if they were planning on.
No, yeah, it is, the stuff's still in there.
Yeah, but I think they were just planning on.
They're going to open it up,
and then they'll be open
Labor Day.
or close to it, yeah.
I think, I don't know if they got someone to run it or not, but I mean, I'm sure if we would go back, we could probably run it, but.
Yeah, they'd be happy to let us stay there.
Yeah, at this point, it's just not, we stayed, what, about a week and a half later?
We left on the 13th.
So, but I mean,
well, yeah.
After the 4th of July, we were there about a week and a half.
Yeah.
And he said if we wanted to go, we could go. So, because we're not doing nothing. We had about a week and a half where we were busy. And the rest of the time, it was very little. So, yeah. Well, we got to see Terry.
My mom was on insulin. Yeah, we got to see Terry and meet Herbert Wayne.
Yeah.
Terry and Wesley.
Yeah, Terry and Wesley.
Hi. My mom was insulin, putting her on low carb diet, had off of it within 3 weeks. Donut holes. Tell me, Eldon, do you not know about them? Some people with autoimmune system issues have tried carnivore and it seems to help. Joe Rogan is on YouTube, yeah. He's a carnivore, helps with many ailments. Ken Berry in Tennessee has a great video on it too. Carnivore diet. I don't know if Bill could do that.
Well, see, that's one thing about the insulin. You can, at least me, I can keep my sugar down. I'm actually backing down on my insulin right now so that I can kind of save some money.
Conserve it.
So,
Eldon, are you talking about like real donut holes? You wanted to know about the insurance donut holes?
Yeah, we didn't know what it was either.
You're too young to have to worry about Medicare yet.
Yeah, but they have their way by the time you're retired.
But then
everybody
it'll be most
will.
of the donut.
They want socialized medicine. So.
Anyways, guys, we've been on here almost an hour and a half.
Okay, so we're gonna get off. Hey, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate the thumbs up.
Yeah.
We'll try to do this again next Monday if everybody is
I'll try-
interested in
Try
doing
to
it.
get back in the swing of it.
And, you know, maybe by then we'll have something interesting to show you or say or something. So,
If we put a garden in, we'll show you that.
yeah. Yep. All right, guys.
Appreciate
Everyone
you
have a
guys.
great week, okay?
Thanks for tuning
Thanks
in.
for watching.
Pooh Bear, hope you feel better soon.
Yes. Good night, you guys.
Good night.